parti garo totunuma desi kapsınla sanction kapçok. Sanction kaptanı da amano MDC gimana kan angla kana mini pai kure dari
Speaker was replying to the motion yesterday.
Nisoing ba sa kantikon, chingi special edition na rumchakswa sa kantikon salang. Dalo chung baksa, Shillong constituency ni MP Pa Vincent H. Paladunga, skang pa ang sir ko rumchakso nagta skinga. Anting dao joljol sir baksa golpo gurkanga, aro ang skang pa sir ko ndake nagta skinga. Sir, nangko dao Meghalaya Pradesh Congress ni padot na siyokaha. Endake ungingon na may dakapa kamrangko kae. Party ko ng balat na jakurang ko diinga.
The number one priority, I think, I should get the party properly organized, and we should form a team looking towards the 2023 election. And also, many of the Congress, those who have gone, who left the party, I'll try to bring them back. And also, we have lots of people who are about to leave the party. We should be able to hold them back. So it's a challenge because we are in the opposition, but I'm sure the way people call me, the way people talk about the Congress lately, I think we should be able to organize ourselves and put our house in order. This is the top priority. Number two is that we will not win the election based on the weakness of other party. We will win election only if we are strong ourselves. So we have to strengthen ourselves. We have to reach to the people. We have to know what the people wants. Because when it comes to election, it's not that what we want. For example, which candidate the people wants. So I think that also is a challenge for us because many of the areas which we don't have even candidate last time. For example, in Janta Hills, we didn't even have a candidate last time. So this time I think with 1.5 years time ahead, we should be able to do all those things. So this is as a party president is my top priority and responsibility, I think.
Sir, naabasa ko ni party padot ni kamrangko kana batinggen?
I will be taking charge after 2 or 3 weeks because I had to attend a conference in Europe. So I should be back by 15th of September. After 15th of September, I'll work out with the 3 more my colleagues who have been appointed as the working presidents and the existing president and the MLAs and MDCs. We already have a preliminary discussion today. So tentative, I think after 15th when I take over, then I'll tour to entire 60 constituencies. I'll find out who has gone, who's still with us, and then I think it'll take me minimum 2 months to settle and put a team on it. Because once you put the team, you cannot put and remove it. You have to put, you have to be careful. So it'll take me at least 2 months, I think.
Sir, antini doko political party rang ko niat kinsim ude, mongsum batkapa party rang JK Congress, NPP, HSPDP, UDP yarangan ua. Aro banga party ni dilgaparangan mongsum batte Congress ni dilgaparang NPP na katangaha. Un baksa na ba bang batta changon wamang party ni katna agan rikaha ne jana panirangko knarunga. Yan dake katrurani rangko champeng na ba namat na amay dakapa jakurangko diinga.
I think very good questions. If you see in the last election, when Shibun was a president, he said that 16, 17 Congress joining the party. But at last, only Bahek joined the party. Bahek was also not a very, the last one because he was in the BJP. He's not the original Congress. He was in the BJP, joined the Congress, and then he has gone back to BJP. Otherwise, nobody joined. So NPP also, I think the same thing. The ideas which they have got from BJP, I think NPP and BJP are hand in glove. And then I don't think whatever they said that Congress has gone, might be our Congress leaders since they are in the ruling. So they have gone them to approach for the schemes. So if somebody tells them, maybe, leisurely they used to tell them, okay, we'll see, we'll have no problems. So even me also, many a times when people thought, why not you join us, this, and we, leisurely we used to say, okay, it's a good idea, So it doesn't mean that we are going to join. So the MLAs are smart people. I think Congress MLAs are smart people. So I don't think that they'll be, they'll be in the dirty ideas or the dirty plan of the BJP or NPP. To me, I feel that NPP and BJP, there's no difference. They're all the same. The way they behave, the way they hand in glove in corruptions, they hand in glove in CAA, hand in gloves in, even now you see in the border issues, the moment the BJP comes, then lots of problem, and the NPP kept quiet. So I think more or less they had hand in gloves in many things. So I think there's no difference between NPP and the BJP. So we should not believe them that the Congress MLAs are joining them.
Sir na Congress doloni ongkat kemen dilgeparang ko rimba putna maksonge kamrang ko kainga andaki na awamang ko riba pulchina molodi wamang dolo na riba pulgen ne na akadongama.
See, you look at the last results, most of the people now in the present cabinet were in the Congress. So I don't think many of them will come back. But leaders are one thing, but voters who has gone with them, we should try to get them back with us. It's easier to get the voters whom they have taken from the Congress because they left the party just before the election. So we didn't have a candidate and they gone with them. So we have to see also that suppose like many of the leaders, MLAs who are ministers now, they most likely they'll not come back to us. But the leaders, the voters, there's a chance to them to come. I've seen like in MP election, many of them came back. So since in MP election they're ready to vote for the Congress, that means they had nothing against the Congress. So if we give them a proper candidate, give them a proper approach, a proper treatment, I hope that many of them will come back. That's actually what I mean.
Sir ndaki ode na dokni gitcham dulgpa skotong minister Phadi Dilapang koba dolo narumba putna joton kagenma.
I don't say only Balapang or any others, but definitely we'll try to see. I have already discussed with the MDCs and the MLAs, and most of them, they told me that we should approach them. If we want to win the 22-23, we have to cross the magical number. We have to cross 30. Otherwise, BJP will give a problem. So we should also enlighten, or we should also tell the people that if we want a Congress to be there, so we should not look only to the candidates, we also look at the party. So candidates maybe have a own weakness here and there, but the party definitely will help us. Congress party is always in favor of tribals, Congress party is always in favor of minorities. I think as for us minorities, the best is a Congress. I think that is we should also tell the people.
Bebin nambejok sir nang ni maksongan rang dakyong ingon makhang ribainggupa election na banga Congress ni dilgeparang ko asama dokni skotong BJP ni dilgeparang ko gronggeparang bang inga na yani bidengo mai kopa akan genma.
There's no doubt that there's no denying the fact that Himanta is a tall leader from the northeast. Lately, after many of our Congress has joined with him in Assam, he's become a tall leader and a chairman of the NEDA. So might be, especially in Assam, might be they have seen that since he's a tall leader and many of the politicians, when they join the party, they did not think to serve the people, they think to serve themselves, to serve the family and all. But if you see majority of the politicians, whether they lost, I've been in Assam in the last elections, we gave them a very good fight. Only there's a problem, a little bit of alliance, if you see. Otherwise, I think Himanta also had a tough time last time. This time, even the BJP, they did not get an absolute majority on themselves. They need the allies to win the election. So he's a tall leader, definitely he will approach them, and we should not also forget that he was a tall leader when the Congress was there. So the Congress has depended on him totally. So he has taken that, the legacy of the Congress and then take him along with him. So definitely all the boys, the youth congress, the Mahilas, he has taken them with him. So I think that's the reason. But there's a limit to everything. I think he has taken maximum. It's a time now, people will regroup, and the new fresh bloods are coming, young guys are coming, who will be equally competent and equally smart like Himanta. I think Assam, with the new president coming, is a smart guy. I think those are the days where there's a shifting from Congress to BJP, but now lately I think that has been stopped.
Sir, dari bangapa autumn session no confidence motion ko rabanina mai takapa khupatiani rangko ungen.
Normally I don't involve in the working of the legislature here, because the legislature, they have their own CLP, they have to decide among themselves. I'm not a part of that, though I'll be, now I'll be the president of the party, I'm not a part of that. I think I'll be very happy if they move the no confidence motion so that they can discuss it. By moving a no confidence motion, it doesn't mean that, you topple the government, but you can expose the government, you can discuss at large, and the public will see, and the minister and the chief minister has to answer towards the end. So I think they are the legislators. Mukul Sangma was himself the longest serving chief minister, I think consecutively 8 years, I think he has been there. So he knows, and we have very competent legislators as of now. I think they know their job, so I don't think they require my advice at this juncture.
Sir, daw dapet Meghalaya doko damgani biaprango MLA sakani siangani jakmano wamangni biaprang bangbang dongenga. Wa biaprang na candidate rangko sandi maknahama.
I think for Moroccan, Charles already finalized, and party has no problem. And whereas for Rajabala, I think they have not yet finalized it, but I think last time when I had a meeting with Dr. Mukul and others, I think they are yet to finalize it. As of now, I think the election commission is not very sure when they'll conduct the election. So as and when they finalize when the date will be there, I think that should not be a problem of finalizing the candidate. Even though I'll update you, I just came today, I'll call a meeting, and then with Dr. Mukul and other colleagues from Karo Hills, we'll finalize Rajabala soon.
Menggepen sengani yanda ong inggepa sorkari ni kamrangko khani bidungo nga. Sir nangni nekanyo aro mandirangoni ko knanio daw MDA sorkari ni skotong minister Pa Conrad Sangmachi delengani bidungo mayakken aneka.
See, honestly, you see there's a high expectations by people of Meghalaya when this government has taken, because in one hand a very experienced Congress left the party and joined with them. In the other hand, late P.A. Sangma's legacy, Conrad Sangma and James, are highly educated. But unfortunately, I think that expectations which the people had at the initial stage, that has almost zero now. People thought that they will serve the people, but I think very unfortunately, they're trying to serve only for themselves and their friends and maybe families. So that is the common talk. You know better than me with the kind of common talk of people. So I think if you think rating it is zero, there's nothing extra. Till date, they have not done anything for the development. Till date, see now, drugs is the biggest issue for Meghalaya. They have not done anything, rather it has increased. They have increased the excise duty, but not a single rehabilitation center they have made. They have taken lots of money from the drunkards, but they have not done anything for them. They are in COVID. You see, many other states, they could control it, but here we cannot control it. And if you look, coal, they promise coal, rather they loot from the drivers. So people will not be happy to, they loot from the drivers, they loot in the name of COVID, they loot in the name of poor people for rice, they loot in the name of drugs addicts and all. So all these things, I think people have lost the expectations from them. That's why I say there's zero rating, rather it should be minus if you compare to many of the areas. We lost so many resources, forests, we lost so many resources, you see. and lots of pollution nowadays has come. So rather, I think the public totally lost the confidence on them. And this is what I'm rating them.
Sir, na ada Meghalaya adokni susu jingjing ingani gman mongsong batte HNLC ni gacham tilgapako uni nokko police rangni uko goe sotani gman mai kwagan gen.
I think it's very shameful for the government handling law and order. I'm telling you, Maulai people, Maulai, the community as a whole, they're very comprising and very enterprising rather. They're very enterprising, and at the same time they're very unique in the culture. They had faced the problem where HNLC, where there was a raid almost every evening, every night there was a gunshot. So they are all fed up of those. So most of the HNLC has gone back to normal life because of the hard work done by the people of Malai. We have to appreciate them. We have to, we have to appreciate them, and rather we have to encourage the youth to be. We should learn an example from people from the Malai. But I personally feel that there's totally failure in the part of intelligence. Example, I don't blame the police. I blame the government, because the police will just go over the government. The police will never go and raid without the government's permission. So the government has to give the permission before police has done. See, they should have known who is Cheristanka. His health is not good, and he already surrendered, and they should ask from the local people how he behaved. They should have a proper intelligence before they go and raid. They should know who are with him. So I feel very bad, the tears coming from the eyes of many people when you shoot a man in front of his children, in front of his wife. So it's very bad. I really feel very bad when 4 o'clock in the morning, because I also have a very close supporters from Thank You family. So I've got a friend of mine from Thank You family called me at 4 o'clock in the morning. Very unfortunate, I put silent mode. I was sleeping, I could not see. When I got up, when I saw there's almost 20 calls, then I called back, I said, what happened? They said, this is what happened. I feel very bad. This is totally failure of the government. Why? Because the government is so corrupt. The way they post the people from a constable to the higher level, all are inefficient, incompetent officers. That's why this thing happened. Otherwise, before, the intelligence has to inform the police. The people who go and raid, the police who will go and raid, most of them are young boys, so they have to take care of themselves. They thought that like you are raiding GNLE or NSCN, well, full guard, full security. They didn't know that Bathanki was alone with the family. I said, totally failure. So it's already in the mind of the guys who have gone to raid, must be their safety, so they have to think. So I think there's totally failure on part of the government. There's no proper planning before the raid. Very shameful on the part of the government. I think definitely the law will take its own course, but I think it's not only the failure of the police, but the failure of the government who gave an order.
Oy beben sir mandirang dulgaparang ko matang tokinga endaki ong engon maini asel Home Minister Palakmen Rumbui uni kamuni wakte khataha yani bidungon amai ko angen.
If you look, the entire episode is very shameful for especially the party UDP. Shameless, irresponsible, the party. In one hand, it's not Lakman who wanted to resign. The entire party had an emergency meeting. He should resign. Resign doesn't mean resign, means leave the home. That means surrender. In the midst of problem, how can you surrender? Very shameful for the party. The decision is not taken by Lakman. I don't blame him. It's taken by his party. They force him to do. And the Chief Minister has to take over charge of it. Until now, you don't know who's the Home Minister, whether the Chief Minister or Lakman Rumbui. The UDP said he's not there, and the Chief Minister said he's still there. So this is very shameful. I think we should, all of us should condemn especially the UDP shameful party, no responsibility. When they are in problem, they want to, they want to avoid all the problem. When there are benefits in terms of looting people in the streets, putting gates along the highways, they are the first. District Council is under the UDP. And you see in bypass that day, Judge called me, how many gates are there? So these are all, they misuse the Home Department. They all misuse the police. To put gates is illegal in the national highways. So they are very happy to have gates. They have the Home Ministry with them, the Home Department with them. They misuse it for their collecting money illegally in the national highway. Illegally they are collecting money from coal mines and all. Whereas when the problem comes, they want to run away. So this I think very shameful. We should condemn and all the party as a whole, not only the minister. Regarding the suspension and all of the police, I don't want to give comments because I don't know exactly who gave an order. Who are the police? Police has to follow the order only. So and the inquiry is already there. I don't think it's proper for me to give a comments on this.
Pon kam kapas ngani sir saksotni gni union minister rangni adoko na reba e niani chi adoko maiba namgpa project rangko ba gatal scheme rangko donangi ngama.
All of these 72 ministries means 72 ministers, cabinet and MOS. They have been given a mandate by the Prime Minister to visit the Northeast. But all of them, whenever they come, they visit for the sake of visit. That visit costs the exchequer of the state, costs you and me as poor people. It doesn't cost the rich people. So the visit given by Prime Minister to visit, not to help. So it's just like they come here to spy. Our culture, they do, but they don't help. Any minister, have you ever heard a minister came here, give a sanction? No. Have you ever heard a minister, Home Minister came here to help the people? No. Rather, when he came here and the fighting starts in the border, today he came here, tomorrow fighting starts in the border. That means it has a pre-plan. So the visit of the ministers here is nothing but to give more burden to the state exchequer. They enjoy the security, they enjoy the lavish life, staying in a 5-star hotel, staying in Pinewood, staying in the governor's house, and they came back next day. So there's nothing which they have helped us. I think it's totally wrong, and I've written a letter to the Prime Minister. I told the Prime Minister, employment is very high in the Northeast. Why not open a border between India and Bangladesh more? For example, that day I met the minister, I told him, Bholaganj, today Bholaganj, only 400 vehicles are allowed every day. And it is supposed to be manned by a local police, but manned by a BSF. What's the role of BSF? BSF is supposed to look after the border. What is their role to check the vehicle? It's difficult for them. They take half an hour to check the vehicle, to know the names and all. Remove those police, remove those BSF, put the police. In Dauki, they have done that. There's an increase now in Dauki, almost more than 1,000 vehicles in a day, whereas in Bholaganj only 400 vehicles in a day. And it's a harassment to them. I've written to them, but I'm telling you, Prime Minister has already acknowledged my letter, but no action till date. Number 2, the border of India and Bangladesh via Meghalaya, we could have done lots of employment if we give to people. Not only export our raw material, we can also import. For example, we are getting fish now. We are getting from Agartala. Good fish comes from Bangladesh. Why not from Dauki? That will give employment. We'll sell to Guwahati. We'll sell to Assam. It's very near. Example, even why not we can export our fruits, and lots of restrictions is going in Meghalaya. Whereas they allowed from West Bengal, they allowed from Tripura. There's no special given to us. I personally have written to Prime Minister, written to the Finance Minister, written to the Commerce Minister so on this issue. Allowed us to do. We have lots of limestone. We have not only limestone, we have lots of stones. Assam needs stones, limestones, and other stones to build because there's no stone there. We have no problem, we can export it, but allowed us also to import. They have got very good in textiles. Why not we also doing that? So I think the government is not serious in development. The government is serious only in influencing our people, try to see our culture, to know each other so that they can influence the religion in the Northeast.
Sir, nangko nakni gamchat pegpa somoy ko ne ching baksagan kahani na chingni channel ni phalo mutela sir. Yan Shillong constituency ni MP aro MPCC ni getal sioka ko man gba phado tonga uni agana ni rangko ancheng nanga ha na sibang handa kapa agan kani rangko nang nakode like khabo aro share khabo aro Meghalaya News 24 channel ko subscribe khapa china molat tinga sakan tiko ni swani na mutela